Hi. So we are going to look at innovation through a proposal of Mark and Spencer and them going green with zero emission and increased sustainability till the year 2035. So with supermarket companies have been gaining more and more in the eco-friendly rankings, and places like Waitrose, Lidl, Asda are way up there, but Marks and Spencer stays around the 10th place, which is the lower end of the ranking, and has been in the UK for a few years now. They want to change the perception of the customer on them and show that they are in fact taking care on an ecological level. They are somewhat doing that by producing zero net worldwide emissions last year from their operations, uh, having no operational construction waste, improving efficiency on energy, and moving on halving their emissions in refrigeration and air conditioning compared to the last decade. Um, and we are going to look at the 8-step model. Um, so, starting off with a corporate strategy, it's going zero emission and more sustainability. And to do that, we have to look at finding ways to bring the emission down and bring the self sustainability up. Moving on to the innovation plan. They need to play a bigger role in enabling healthier lifestyles, continuing their focus on incorporating self-sustainability in their supply chain and focusing more on sustainable packaging, setting a direction towards becoming a truly sustainable retailer and developing environmental goals that support the aims of United Nations. Um, so the achievable goals for this is to be world's leading retailer and customer support in sustainable living, which is like a huge goal, but it's still achievable in the long term. To champion human rights by taking a lead on addressing inward poverty and inclusive society, to ensure that all Marks and Spencer products address their material, social, and environmental impacts, to um, set a science-based target to accelerate their shift to low carbon emissions, um, to have a business that generates zero waste, uh, and to ensure all factories are on a ladder of sustainability worldwide throughout Marks and Spencer. Um, so this can all be achieved by technically increasing incentive and rewarding the customer base for making healthier choices, reducing all single serving portion sizes of snacks, having all edible surplus food be diverted for human consumption, entering a collaboration with Oxfam, and focusing on deepening the understanding connections between their sourcing practices and human rights impacts. Uh, Having all products not only be recyclable, but creating a new and better polymer packaging, or from pieces of polymer that would overcome their competitors, having all raw materials that are used for Marks and Spencer to come from verified and respected sources, halving the net food waste from their stores worldwide and reducing indirect greenhouse gas emissions from various sources. Uh, Now, having a look at the innovation team, it's important to recruit an experienced team that would allow all of this to happen, and that is why not only experience is needed, but also diversity. So a special team of innovation specialists would be required to battle sustainability and eco-friendliness on the market. An experienced HR team to increase diversity, a marketing team that would help raise awareness of Marks and Spencer to plans to the people, and a team of scientists basically to understand potentially how much the low emission can be reduced even further. Now, looking at the innovation review, Marks and Spencer is a company with a dedicated team of innovators that faces biggest sector-wide challenges and focuses on disrupting innovation to create amazing products. We're constantly encouraging this across the entire company and have even launched innovation courses in universities through the UK, like for example, University of Leeds. So their strengths lie in that even if they are behind their competitors, and they are behind a lot, they are following them closely and slowly but surely kind of closing the gap on the rankings. But their weaknesses lie in the fact that this gap hasn't been decreasing as much and as fast as it could by not hiring a team specifically designed to battle these issues yet. It's a project. It's a project that could last as long as 18 years, up to the year 2035. But would bring large revenue by increasing their eco-friendliness. Other businesses that haven't been open to collaborations with Marks and Spencer due to this reason could once again do it with them, and this would really align with the company's priorities. The reason for choosing this, so concept formulation. So the reason for choosing this is that the global green technology and sustainability market is valued at over $10 billion, and by the next 8 years is forecasted to go up by a whopping $64 billion additionally. So that's hundreds of percentages increase throughout the years. So the competition is moving fast, but not fast enough, I would say. So that other companies really if other companies tried, they could overtake them. And also, Marks and Spencer shareholders team have been more and more persistent on creating an experienced ecology department in Marks and Spencer. And have been providing more and more resources towards this goal to the managing team. Now, moving on to the product development. So the main product that Marks and Spencer would be releasing and focusing on would be the new polymer model of packaging. That would make it a better recyclable product than their competitors. And after a testing stage and feedback from their consumers could potentially be patented and let's say even sold to their competitors for extra revenue. Although new laws and regulations have been coming in because of Brexit, uh, so looking at the casual model and the pastel, um, which resulted in higher product costs for end customers, making Marks and Spencer more sustainable, would battle this in turn. Also, due to climate change, there could be a decrease of availability in certain renewable goods and environmental laws, so moving up as fast on the ecological ladder would only be for the better and would raise the reputation of Marks and Spencer. The new eco-friendly packaging would also be in high interest by businesses and consumers, and could potentially gouge their competitors' customer base, cut major costs for the company, and increase their revenue. So, analyzing the casual model. Now, knowing what needs to be done, looking at the activities, potential risks, probability of events occurring, the launching of activities would be introducing the new model of eco-containers, where the material processing could potentially take some time, and the first pilot product not passing would be more probable than not, but changing the materials and trying again would be simple, and the product could soon hit the market. And the second activity would be reducing single serving portion sizes. It has a risk of being too small and angering the consumers, decreasing sales, and then angering the shareholders. But if approached currently if approached correctly and finding the correct size, the customers would be satisfied and a lot healthier. Now, looking at the challenges, so for all of the challenges for all of this are losing trust in large corporations, even though Marks and Spencer is a public company, due to many companies hiding their incentives. People trust major companies less, so Marks and Spencer would have to be more transparent about everything to win their public opinion. People also want a change in the system with new laws and regulations, and if Marks and Spencer doesn't go with the flow, it could cause trouble for the company. The time frame seems large, but creating products and battling something as big as the environment is a time-consuming task, so the competition in the meantime can increase the distance to Marks and Spencer by coming up with newer products. The last issue would be the resources, as the Marks and Spencer shareholders team has already assigned a lot to battle with the environmental products. But much hasn't been done, and the same could happen again with money going towards this plan but not much being achieved. So battling that would be hiring more people, quickening the process, having quarterly checks up on the products and the teams, looking what they have achieved through this time. Now last we take a look at the Gantt chart. So up to the entire 18 years would take incentivizing and rewarding the customer base for making their healthier choices. Up to 2030, reducing the single serving portion sizes of snacks. Up to 2028, so a 5-year plan to have all edible surplus food from the stores for human consumption. To have all products be recyclable with new model polymer would potentially take longer, so up to 2031. And then to have all materials come from verified and respected sources, and halving the net food waste could also potentially be a 5-year plan. And then reducing indirect greenhouse gas emissions from different sources, which is also a bit more difficult to battle and would require scientists, would take up to 2030. Thank you very much.